Hey, yous guys, welcome to Be Aight podcast, presented by AML Media. Love you, Mom. I'm Gene Labordi. My co-host Stephen Labordi, working all the hard work, doing all the good stuff, is Rachel Labordi. This is Be Aight podcast. Thanks for joining us. Let's go have some fun. Talking about just some of the great early 90s, I guess mid-90s, early 2000s women's singer. The Cranberries, Evanescence, Dido. There's some great music there that is not enough people know about, I think. I have friends that probably have no idea what White Flag by Dido is.
Honestly, if you would have asked me before you put that on what song Dido is famous for, I would have had no idea.
Is she also the one that does the Eminem song?
Yeah. It's like
The Eminem song is called Stan, where he's writing the letter as a fan, and then it's
Leaning down my window and I can't see it all. And even if I
This is the new
could,
music
it would all
episode.
be bad.
That's
Put your picture on my wall.
it's funny. That's one
That's
of those.
Dido, I think.
I confirmed.
It's Dido. That's one of those songs that I realized. I mean, shit, Stan probably came out when I was like 11, and I would sing that chorus that Dido sings, but it wasn't until like 2 years ago that I actually knew what the lyrics were. I could say the word. If you heard me sing it, you'd think I know the words. Put your picture on my... I just kind of... Put your picture on my wall.
I know what you mean.
I could just hum close enough where it sounds like I'm singing English.
That's like everybody though. That's how you, especially if you're not like a lyric guy.
Well, no, I was gonna say you're good at that. You learn lyrics.
Yeah,
I know melodies. I can sing along, but you always like. There's times you've said like you've had songs that you're like, this hits me, and I'm like, man, it's a cool rhythm. You're like, no, dude, did you know it's about this? And I'm like, no, I didn't hear what they were saying.
That's what separates a good artist from a great artist for me, because I personally like I have melody, rhythm a little bit, but the idea of sitting down and writing a meaningful song, I can't do it. You have to take yourself seriously enough.
That's one thing I don't think either of us can do.
I don't have it.
You could, I mean,
and
the day after Mom passed, I don't think I could have wrote serious words down.
No, yeah, it's just always silly.
I could have. You could have had a Grammy writer say, "Here, I'm gonna start you off with 2 lyrics, and by the end of it, it's gonna be I farted in the toilet by accident."
You're right. And that's why like older hip hop fans are like, current music is just garbage.
Yeah, and it's one of those things like I try not to be old head. New hip hop is I mean they call it mumble rap. Yeah. And there's even some of those like, what's the one guy? I don't know, but like the one guy is famous for coming out and being like, yeah, this is easy to do. All I got to do is,
Yeah.
He kind of is like, but I'm telling you the secret sauce, and you're still just going to allow it.
Yeah. Yeah. People. I mean,
because
some of those songs have nice hooks too. Like they're if you're in a certain mindset, but they're kind of bankrupt otherwise.
Yeah, and I guess there's you can maybe attribute that to like just the new generation of social media, attention spans being smaller, where all it takes, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm guilty of that sometimes, of like all it takes is if you got a good bass line and then a chorus that I know the words to, I won't listen, like I'll just be like, I can't wait till the chorus happens so I can sing along.
The drop.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it offends the like hip hop has a long tradition of being politically, important for the African American community.
Telling stories of hardship.
Yeah.
And yeah. And now there's songs about literally there's songs just about a single car now, where there were songs, just 20 years ago that were about a whole neighborhood's dysfunction because the government stepped in and...
Yeah, there's not many Nas's out there anymore. I'm not even like a hip-hop guy, but I noticed. it kind of went off a cliff at a certain point, and a lot of that has to do with just how easy it is now to just be with you and your laptop and make
SoundCloud artist.
There's the gatekeepers are not so prominent, which is a good thing, but you know,
it allows for idiots to slip through the cracks just because they have face tattoos, a cool hairdo at the time, and just
that
there's a song out there that I think was like #1 was a Wet Ass Pussy.
Yeah.
That
says it all, right?
Yeah, where there used to be songs about my brother got shot up yesterday and I got to pull my family back together.
There's the worst offenders are the female rappers. Dude, there's I think a new song called like Pound Town, and the whole song is like the rules to go into Pound Town. And it's like this.
I'll tell you what, there is, and I might be wrong. Once again, I'm not huge in the new hip hop or anything, but I think it's Nicki Minaj, who I kind of like. She's funny, and she kind of owns it. She's like, yeah, I was a stripper. I had fucked up teeth. When I got money, I got my teeth fixed, and I used to have to fuck a little bit for money. But she had a song at one point. I think the lyrics were, no. She had a song that where at one point she goes, I can cook, I clean, I do this. And now she has a song that goes, I don't cook, I don't clean, I just fucking ride dick really good.
You like her, huh?
Well, she's funny off video, or off her songs, but
I'm more disturbed by the fact that you watch interviews and shit with her.
I don't watch interviews, but social media, it's impossible not to see clips of her.
Okay.
But she is funny. I mean, like I said, she owns up to her shit, which I had to do some grimy shit back in the day before I was famous.
Yeah. It is funny how like face tattoo thing came like seemingly overnight. And now these people who aren't musicians get face tattoos, and I'm not sure what they're going for.
Dude, no one likes dream talk, but real quick, I had a dream the other night that I woke up and I had a face tattoo, and at first it was really cool. And then the more like I was excited for you to see it. And then like in the mirror, it got worse and worse. And by the time I showed Dad, it looked like someone they stenciled it on wrong.
Uh-huh.
And I was one of those like wake up kind of like,
thank God.
Oh, it was so real at the time.
Well, according to dream theory, that means you have been considering a face tattoo in your waking life.
I've always said it would be cool to get like a leg sleeve. I'm 31 now. I think I'm past it. I don't know if I can just do it. It would be weird for me to show up and be like, I have a whole arm sleeve or
I'm talking about face tattoos. The funny thing about people with a face tattoo is I imagine they'll still get offended if they catch you staring at them.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, bro, you got a tattoo on your face. Isn't that why you got it? So people look at you? Why else did you get it?
Yeah, there's so many other places you could have put that web of spiders or something. It's
yeah.
Especially the face. It doesn't present itself to give a good. It's not flat enough unless you're like Japanese.
Dude, if I had a child who, when they turned 18, got a face tattoo, I would find out who did that tattoo, and I don't know. I wouldn't kill him. I'm a bitch. I'm not gonna kill him, but I would be angry.
I would write
and
a
I would
strongly worded email.
Yeah. I would be. I would be like I failed as a parent.
I have seen videos, and I don't know if it's just playing to this, but like tattoo artist, like a guy goes in, is like, I want to get, a cross on my cheek, and it's like, well, where's your other what other tattoos do you have? They're like, I don't have any, and they're like, no, I'm not doing that. Good. Which is the right thing to do.
Good, yeah.
I mean, I grew up. I remember when I was like 14, 15, I was like, I want to get a leg tattoo, and Mom and Dad were like, we're cool with that.
Yeah.
They would have been fine with it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't think of something that was meaningful enough.
No, me neither.
Especially at 14, I'd be like, I'm going to get EverQuest tattooed on my leg.
I just always to me, like tattoos are like one of those social contagions. If I were to get a tattoo, I would be like, I'm just copying.
Yeah. Well, I have tattoos, but you can never see them.
Is this coming from a genuine place? No, it's not. I just think it looks cool.
One thing I wanted to ask you. So we just before we podcast a lot, I do what I call safety poop, just to make sure we're going to be down here for an hour and a half. So if I feel like I even have to try and poop a little bit, I go and use the restroom. You're 6 years older than me, and Dad has said this to me regarding to peeing. The dribbles become more prevalent the older you get. Where when you pee afterwards...
I know what dribble... Everyone knows what a dribble is. But the dribble is not something that has become more prominent. There's dribbles that always have happened.
But I don't remember it so much when I was like even 5 years ago. But now if I pee, and that's especially in the middle of the night where I just want to go back to bed, I'll wake up and go like, a lot of dribble in my underwears.
No, I could say that might be a you thing. My dribbles haven't gotten any different than they used to be.
What? Okay. So to second on that, have you ever... I've seen this, and I'm stealing this from someone. Not every pee is a poop, but every poop is a pee.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had where you're pooping and you pee up front or whatever, you're doing it, and then halfway through or like when you're getting close to being done, you feel like you have to pee a little bit more, and then when you do pee, it burns a little bit?
I don't know.
I think you got some stuff going on.
I have in my life.
It's not a burn. It's not like a chlamydia type. It's just like it feels different.
I know the thing you're talking about, but it doesn't have it doesn't happen a lot. It certainly doesn't correlate to pooping.
No, it's just especially like when I want to get it all out, so I don't have to go to the bathroom again for a little bit.
So if you're pushing, it burns.
Kind of, yeah. It's just like I'm like all the way done, and maybe it's because I got rid of everything, so things are contracting back inside my body. I don't know, but then I'll be like, I feel like I kind of have to pee a little bit more, push, and then okay, maybe I just exposed myself of now I feel a little naked in the room.
You're never supposed to push your bladder.
Really?
It's not. Well, maybe it's more prominent for women, but you're really not supposed to push your bladder for a woman. But
I don't even. What do you mean? Like you're never supposed to try to pee?
Yeah. Like if you pee, they tell you shouldn't really pee for a couple hours. Like if you peed 30 minutes before bed, you shouldn't just try to do another pee before you go to bed for just in case, because that your bladder muscles.
Yeah, I can't. I never pee on purpose. Like I have to pee when I pee.
And we've been playing Diablo 4 together. You have some prominent pisses, dude.
Yeah, long.
Maybe it's because you drink a lot of caffeine.
Maybe.
But when you pee, I can hear it through the headset.
Yeah. Well, you're my brother.
Well, that's good. I think that's probably helpful.
Yeah, they are.
But you pee a lot. I think
That's because I'm always drinking coffee and drinking water and eating ice cubes.
Yeah. Well, that's are you clear peas? Are they pretty clear?
At night they are. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
You do eat a lot of ice cubes.
I do. I do, but noticeably in the morning, it's it's almost orange. But I also take vitamins and vitamin B and stuff.
Yeah, especially vitamin Bs are notorious for that. When I was, when I was playing lacrosse on game day, I would specifically, the only time, because I don't drink much caffeine. I specifically don't, because if I want it to be a boost.
Right.
So my pregame stuff would be a vitamin water, the Triple X, the red one, because there's a lot of sugars in there, and a couple B vitamins.
And it's delicious.
Yeah.
It's the only Powerade worth drinking.
And at that point,
not Powerade, vitamin water.
Yeah, the other ones are weird flavored. Really.
They are, yeah.
And I'd have a sandwich in me. Subway was around the corner, cheap enough, and I was like, it doesn't make me sick. But I was taking B complexes, and then a 5-hour energy about 45 minutes before the game. And that I found was and then just pounding water. But I specifically, it was enough. We'd get showers after the game. And on the few occasions we won, it would be a fun shower. And it would be like, hey guys, I'm about to pee. And it would come out like fucking orange. like a safety cone
So-
because of all those vitamins coming. Because the extra vitamins, you just piss out.
Yeah, but so you're saying you guys would all be in the shower and you would alert everybody that you're at the pee and they would all turn and watch?
To see something, dude, I look like the Hulk would. Sometimes I piss out green.
But they.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time together. All right, we're very close. I've also seen the shower. I went to school with a lot of Canadians. They had their foreskins, and they could hold their foreskins and blow it up like a balloon
That's cool.
when they would pee. We'd show each other wiener tricks. It's, you know.
It's also like I can't even imagine like. I don't know, like you look so like I'm just picturing you now in a shower taking a pee, and it's like. I don't even know.
I was better looking back then, better in shape. But no, yeah, it was camaraderie, and there were so few. Like
that's really deep camaraderie.
Can I also?
Hey guys, watch me pee. Look how yellow it is, and they all
Well, it
turn
wouldn't be
and watch your pecker while you pee.
No, there was like a latrine kind of around the shower where it would drain. There's like 8-10 nozzles. It's like a big thing, and I'd be in the middle of people like, holy shit, guys, check this out, and I'm like, holy shit, dude, that's like green. Yeah, it was funny.
I feel
a lot of times it was losses, and we had to laugh about something. I just had 14 goals scored on me in 28 minutes, guys. Isn't this funny?
Yeah, I mean that certainly is. You guys are definitely in lockstep with one another.
Yeah, that's why when we get together, it's always, it's like we haven't even been apart. That's that camaraderie you build. It was the locker room.
How does someone blow up their foreskin?
They just hold the tip of the foreskin and pee, and then it, like a water balloon.
Oh my God.
Crawford, what's up, buddy?
Wow. Okay.
That, and then also the joke where you tuck your dick and balls between your legs and walk in and be like, has anyone I lost my penis? That joke never gets old.
Yeah. It's
Or if you walk in for practice was a better one, early morning practice. Try to be a locker room guy, get things going. I need these guys to perform for me, please, as a goalie. To walk in and be like, smells like sex in here. That's always a good locker room joke too.
Okay, yeah, I can see.
Yeah, you
that.
gotta have fun, and we're going through hard. We were having 5:30 a.m. practices. You gotta do something to like.
Yeah, I don't learn much new stuff about you. But this is a new tidbit.
Yeah.
Hey guys, look.
That looks like a penis, only smaller. That's a good joke.
That's a good
too.
joke. That's definitely a good joke.
Although the one I tried, that people. They were like, all right, we knocked that off. Is fish hooking people. That was a quick one. They were like, we're not, when you, I'd go and like, I'd tap you and be like, yeah, I'm going fishing. And someone be over there like putting their cleats on and you just take your pinky and you fish hook their cheek.
Yeah, putting your finger in someone else's mouth is kind of.
Especially we wear gloves. So yeah, quickly they were like, not funny anymore. Please stop doing that.
Lip touch is
the
funny,
lip touch.
But
That was a
putting
good
your
one.
finger in my mouth, yeah, I'm not good with that.
It was for the younger classmen. It was a little,
Yeah.
Someone comes in and you go, ha, and pull their cheek.
Yeah, and it's really not funny.
That's funny to like four of us, but when the kid goes like sexy aside later on, he goes like, "Hey man, could you really not do that to me again?" I go, "Oh shit, yeah, you're right. If someone did that to me, I guess I'd fight them."
But shit, I mean, like freshman heckling used to be like some pretty hardcore shit that's been stamped out of these locker rooms.
Yeah, the hazing and stuff.
Yeah,
we never hazed.
We weren't allowed when I guess someone pushed it too far in years past, and it was like emphasized that we weren't allowed to do that when I was in high school.
Yeah. Also, when we were in high school, like no one showered or anything.
I wasn't even talking about showers. Like we're gonna tag team this dude. Well, I'm not sure where you're at.
I'm just saying, like it was so. The hazing would be the worst thing you could do to haze someone, but you
have to carry the stuff in.
And or making fun of them, but then that's not even funny. Like I was always thing with bullying was, or the bullying thing. It was to my friends. We bullied each other. I never bullied a random person.
Yeah.
Or anything.
It's not fun to make. It's not really fun to fuck with somebody who's really not taking it well.
Yeah.
For me,
I don't feel right. I'm like, dude, Can I buy you lunch? I would feel so bad.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, you hear stories, or like fraternities when they get their pledges. You hear some crazy shit.
Yeah, and a lot of that is
Gay.
drinking's involved.
Oh yeah, but I mean, yeah.
And a lot of these people free for the first time. I never experienced any like actual hazing or anything.
Did they have frats at your school?
Nah, we're so small. And also, I think because technically we were a Catholic school, I don't think you're even allowed to have fraternities because that's a Greek thing.
I think there's something with the college and university status too, which at our time there wasn't.
Because the sororities and fraternities, as I understand, they're not affiliated with the school. They just are a fraternity that has chapters everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we were even if it was allowed, I was the only. It was like us and the basketball team were the only people who had off-campus living. You know, it was so small.
Are frat houses considered off-campus?
Well, yeah, because those are like you look at someone like West Virginia, for instance, West Virginia University. It's so big that is it campus? Yes, but that's just because all college students live there. Like the whole area is just based off of the economy of having a college there.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I mean? Like I was living the lacrosse house, quote unquote, which was just 6 of us living in a house. We lived next to a neighborhood and shit. Like
what's the status of that house these days?
Every time I drive by it, I think just normal people live in there.
Has it been remodeled or anything?
I don't know. Because it's up on the hill, it's hard to see. I mean, before we moved in, it was pretty remodeled. And then the last month or so, it really got torn up. So I'm sure he had to replace some carpets. Crawford was just chain smoking in the basement at that point.
Wasn't he sleeping in a closet?
Not in the closet, but he was down in the basement and just on a futon.
Okay.
And playing WoW, smoking a pound of weed and cigarettes all day.
Okay.
Living the life, as we like to call it.
Yeah, college life. Yeah.
We did have a lot of fun that house, but people ruined it. People are too afraid of the cops. Let's put it that way.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, because we were just a house in a neighborhood, basically. And, the way our driveway was, it looked like we have big parties, but it would be, 13 people.
Yeah, you could only fit, 5 cars there. Unless
Yeah.
you pulled up into the grass.
And we were literally not even a half mile, quarter mile away from the police station.
Did the cops come a lot?
They came, 3-4 times, and the problem is people would run and, go into the woods, and I'd go to the cops and be like, we have 2 cases of beer and there's 12 of us. We're not raging here.
Yeah, it's
music. Yeah, maybe music's playing, but it's Saturday night at 11 o'clock. We're not doing anything that crazy.
And the cops weren't there to arrest people, right?
No, yeah, multiple. Every time they came, the supervisor would come and be like, "Why am I here again?" I'd be like, "I don't know, dude."
You know what you had, and you get it now that you're older. You had a neighbor who just didn't like it.
Yeah, and also
you've got new neighbors that you don't like, and if they were if they were parking 6-7 cars on your street,
but that's on the street. We had our own driveway, and we were kind of by ourselves. Did we have neighbors? Yes, but we were separated. The problem is we had gigantic windows in the front, and we were a little bit up on a hill, so you could see that activity was happening.
Should have had curtains.
Well, Mom did, but
it was a small neighborhood. You were on the cops' radar, so they just knew to watch the house.
And that's the thing. When the first times they came, they were like, "We will be watching for drunk drivers." We did not let that happen. I got to say, we were responsible in the fact that I would be a stickler. I was kind of the cop of the party lot. Where once you leave here, you are not allowed to say you were fucking here if you're going to try and drink and drive. And also, the way the park, it was if you were hammered, it's not easy to get your car out of here. You got to back down this big hill, and then also the hill was blocked up a lot of times. So a lot of it was we would tell people, if someone's coming over, pack your car full of people. Don't. If just one person pulled up in a car, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, dude, you're taking up 20% of our real estate here just to bring your one ass here.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a while, no girls weren't coming, so we're like, fuck these parties. We're just gonna have case races with the 7 of us that live here.
Yeah. Yeah, I having company gets old pretty quick.
It got to the point though. The problem was in the fall. Were
there people that just never left?
Yes, I'd get home from like a 9 o'clock class, and it was like kids that didn't even go to school with us, and we had someone that may or may not have been selling a little bit of weed out of the house, but they would just like, well, I can't smoke them, so they would just sit, and to them they were like, dude, I'll pack a bowl for you. I'm like, no, I want you out of my fucking house,
Yeah,
dude. It's 10 o'clock in the morning.
I'm a grump. I would not.
I grumped people out of there. There's people that still to this day that probably don't like
but
me.
yeah, even at that age, I couldn't have dealt. I would have been like, I can't live here.
Well, the 4 out of the 5 of us quickly were like, this is fucking getting old. And the person that was making some money, he eventually got old of it too.
Well, yeah, you can make your money, but they don't have to stay here.
Yeah, like just coming home, walking up the steps, and like there'd be like 5 kids like, yo, we're about to roll a blunt. You want to come out back and smoke? And I'm like, dude, it's Tuesday, 10:30, and don't smoke blunts in my backyard right now.
Yeah, it's too much.
Get out of here. And then you're going to fucking sit on my couch
These
and take up the good... we all had our spots. And there's been times where like I've been like, hey, man, you got to leave. What's going on? Why you being... And they'd try and get a little tough. I'd be like, you're sitting in my spot and go ahead and get tough with me. Because I just got done a fucking math exam that I wasn't happy about. So I'm waiting for something to pop off on.
Don't come back. Yeah, I can hold a grudge too. I'm pretty...
Yeah.
I'll be, even if they're only stopping by, I'll be like, I don't want to see him. You get him out of here.
Well, and then also it was like you're giving traffic to the points where we don't like on Friday nights and Saturday nights, like we're gonna have fun, but you're like bringing eyes to us on a Wednesday. You know what I mean? Like cops. There's
the cops know about the house.
Yeah, and you're just gonna pop in and then drive. Yeah.
You would think.
There's times where I'd be like, I fucking hope you get pulled over when you get out of here.
I just feel like, because a lot of the people that live there were from Canada, you would think they'd be like more cautious about.
Well, that was the thing, and that happened at the apartment when it was just me and Dusty, because the cops came and I was like, yo, I got to make sure my bro's the best player one of the best players on my team don't get deported. And I just told the cop, I was like, this is all mine. I just had to take it, and then it all got thrown out. But
yeah,
I was like, yeah, that's exactly, you're right. Like, idiots, you guys can get deported. My mom's gonna get called.
Yeah. Well, that's college.
Hey, had fun. But you wanted to, and I'm gonna need you to inform me a little bit.
Sound of Freedom movie.
Yeah,
is making waves.
To make a hard right turn here. Explain to the people what it.
Well, I haven't seen it, but you talked about in this one episode, Rachel. You'll probably remember this. He was mentioning something about Mel Gibson had this trafficking children movie that was like.
Yeah, well, I seen a quick clip of something that like people were like, "Let's get ready to attack him," basically.
Well, so. The guy who made it, not Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson's just one of these guys who's outspoken about the weird stuff that happens in Hollywood. But I'll admit, in a lot of the interviews, he does look like a whack job. And it just so happens that Mel Gibson is in an excellent movie called Conspiracy Theory, where I'm not gonna talk. It's a good movie, but in the movie, he's a paranoid. Conspiracist who like locks his refrigerator and has like 10 locks on his door and is uncovering all these conspiracies that turn out to be true. But anywho, this movie
97 it came out. That's like perfect Mel Gibson right there.
That is on, I think that's on Max right now. So
I just watched We Are Soldiers. He's really good in that too.
Yeah,
he's a good actor. Apparently crazy lunatic, but that's a great actor.
That's feeding into what we're talking about, because he's been painted as like a nut job. But we've all come to learn that there is a serious child sex trafficking thing going on. I mean, you've talked about it to me before.
Probably besides aliens, that has to be, phrase this correctly, the biggest conspiracy thing that is definitely true.
Well, that's what's happening with this movie is that this guy Steve Carousel or something, who like is the main producer, is also a member of QAnon. So people are associating this movie with QAnon.
See, that's where that's where shit gets fucked up.
And so it's like, all the mainstream media is like
using that to discredit
and trash the
we
media.
don't eat babies and we don't fuck kids.
But here's the thing. when they do that, it feeds into the conspiracy that in power positions and in Hollywood and DC, like there is child sex trafficking, and right, because if they're trying to keep the movie out of the mainstream, it feeds the narrative.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
not a QAnon person.
It's like catching someone in
So
you catch them there, like you catch a teenager lying. They go no. Either if you roll with the punch, you seem less guilty, but they're fighting against and be like, I don't even know what weed is, Mom. Like
it's so obvious to me that if there's something about this movie that as a
well, I think it's a docu-series, right? What's it called again?
Sound of Freedom. It's a movie. It's in the theaters right now. And it's not even documentary. It's like a true story. Like it's a true story, but it's a fictional. It's whatever. And but unfortunately, this guy, Jim Caviezel, that's the guy, not Steve. Apparently, he's like a QAnon guy. So they're just using that to discredit the movie. But
so is it a biopic? Do you? Because the things like when I brought it up, it was I brought it up because I was like, the thing that got my attention was people were like, let's everyone get ready to attack him, like kind of almost the opposite of for good. Like the evil was like, let's get ready, we have to attack him because he's gonna start talking about some crazy shit and we have to discredit him.
Who was building up to discredit him?
I don't, social media clips. I don't know.
Well, as you can see right there, it's not a biopic. It's an action drama biography, which is antithetical. But anywho, it's based on the sex trafficking that really apparently goes on overseas and shit. But have you seen like some of the people coming out to support the movie that are like Dana White from the UFC is like buying all of his employees tickets if they want to go see it for free.
That's awesome. It's if you don't think that it's happening in the world, you're a crazy fucking person. Or you're in on it and you don't want people to ruin your fun.
The problem is that like it's because of the Q thing, it's like getting lumped in with adrenochrome and Pizzagate. And
I'll tell you, the people that want they want this to keep happening. They're the ones that have a lot of times have the money and can lump it with QAnon to discredit it.
I just don't understand why there's like a movement to like discredit the movie. I feel like you're better off just letting it be what it is, and people won't really talk about it. The minute you start drumming up like these fucking QAnon people, you're just feeding the fire. You know what I mean? I didn't hear about this movie, period, until like 2 weeks ago. And you see all these videos on Twitter of like MSNBC clips of like, some negative spin about the movie. And as just a thinking person, it makes you think, why are they trying to push this in the shadows?
Yeah,
why are people donating tons of money to give out free tickets throughout the country for people to go see it. And then I saw this video of this lady who got tickets online to go see it, and she went to go, to the movie time, and the theater, was an AMC theater, had said that the showing was canceled because the air conditioner was broke, but she says like the air conditioner was working in the rest of the building, and it just feeds this whole like
that's attention whoring, which I can't put up. That's
but
someone
she
who
believes
needs
it. I guarantee you, she believes that AMC is working in tandem to shut down Sound of Freedom.
AMC rapes children. That's like, that's the jump these people make. They go from fucking like, I got the free tickets. I had to give my email address, so I'm pretty sure they're hacking my life. But I went, and then the air conditioning didn't work. They're in on it. I think there's kids under this building right now.
That's basically what her video was.
Dude, people have too much time. And
I say my personal opinion is
some people, they need to bring back lobotomies for some of these fucking people, dude.
Well, no, they shouldn't. But I know what you mean. I think the problem is that there's a whole age group of people who didn't grow up with the internet, who have had their minds blown by the internet, and they don't understand how to critically think.
Yeah.
So they grew up where the news was the news. And then Donald Trump came along.
Well, and then when they find out that the news isn't always 100%, they will hold on because their whole life they're like, well, no, it's in the news. And then they find out the news is entertainment now, so it's not credible all the time. And then they'll hold on to that because they're like, this is all I have.
And I don't blame them, especially if you grew up trusting journalism. And then all the Jan 6 and all this stuff happened.
Which is a shame because 2 generations ago, journalists were the truth tellers of the world. And then, the next generation, those lines got blurred, but they're like, no, that's a journalist. He only tells truths.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole ethics, like basically like the commandments of journalism that have always been in place. That were like strict do's and don'ts. And at some point, it kind of went out the window for a lot of these news networks. So, it just broke the brains of huge groups of people. But my thing is, I feel like I need to see the movie. But I've said on this podcast, for anything to do with child and CP or sex trafficking, I just don't want to watch. I know it happens, and I don't need to. It's too depressing.
That's one of those things. Like that's why, if you're a person who thinks that it isn't as prominent as it is, you're either trying to defend your own brain of like, no, the world can't be that crazy, or you're just buying into the wrong person telling you information type of thing. Because it happens. Obviously, it happens.
It's always happened. Now, it might be worse now because of the migrant issues all over the world. You know what I mean? It's not just America that's got huge issues with immigration. But,
and it happens everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Rich, poor, I remember when I had a good buddy of mine as a Pittsburgh police officer, when he was going through police training, when he told me, like, because we were excited, we were young, and he was like, yeah, I'm learning this, and this. And he goes, dude, if you've driven in the city of Pittsburgh, and we're a small city comparable to the big ones, he goes, you have driven past a building where there is
child sex ring
or something going on.
Yeah. And apparently for people that are into this, it's not even a kink. It's something way worse than a kink. They collect them like Pokemon cards, like videos and shit. Like, so there's a huge market for it. And I will say America probably is the biggest market for it.
I don't know.
Where else?
There's a lot of places because they have looser law. It's easier to be done, and if you're rich,
well,
I don't know.
In any case,
we're not trying to compete. That's for sure.
Yeah. But are you gonna see this movie?
I won't go to the movie theaters to watch it, but as soon as I can, I'll pay money to watch it on Amazon
don't-
or something.
It might not even make it out of the theaters. We'll see. Well, I'm not going to the theaters either. But like even like
Why did they match up the Barbie movie and Oppenheimer, and they didn't match up this with Oppenheimer? Am I saying that right? Oppenheimer?
yeah.
Because they got to get all the markets of people.
Yeah. You know, there's part of me that thinks that there's like a psyop going on with this movie where the producers of it are drumming up all this controversy to get more people. Do you know what I mean? Like that shit happens. It's like a viral
Media,
campaign.
marketing.
Yeah. To make it seem like, oh, they're trying to block it. But when you find out that this Jim Caviezel guy is a Q person, you know.
That does.
It could be a great movie, but you don't want to be associated with that. But we'll see what happens. This story's going to continue to unfold. But I just can't. This subject matter is I can't do it. It'll just bother me for weeks.
Because I don't think you can stop it, dude. I think if there was a scanner, all right, they take your temperature, boom, all right, not a pedophile, boom, not a pedophile. You take all those people, it's still going to be really hard to stop the people who want to do this from doing it.
That's a really interesting idea, though. We should get some venture capitalists and come up with some kind of pedophile test. I guarantee you, there's a gene or something they could.
Yeah, like something that's wrong in your brain that makes you want that.
Happened.
If there was,
We've talked about that before, kind of. Behind baseball a little bit, like. It would really fucking, there's been people out there that have come out and been like, they've gone to the authorities or they've gone to like mental hospitals and be like, I'm attracted to kids, help me.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that fucking, thank God I don't have that. That would suck, dude. If the only thing that worked was little boys for you, dude,
Yeah.
like there's a genetic problem there.
Yeah.
And
the funny thing is,
take that part of my brain out, and I'll walk around as a zombie, and I'll just sweep up trash. Like
chemical castration.
Yeah, I don't
basically make me a eunuch without actually just, you know what I mean? Like they could do that. And like honestly, if the only thing you get aroused by is children, and some of it's like not just kids, but it's like sadistic shit.
Yeah.
Does castrating make you not horny?
Yeah.
Well,
because I was gonna say they can like do stuff with their fingers.
I know that there's
if they don't have a penis.
Well, no. Castration doesn't mean removing the penis.
Oh.
It basically shuts down your testosterone and.
But no, I just learned this from the bonfire. They had a trans porn star on there. She got her balls removed. She can still ejaculate, but there's just no, and she can get hard and do all that. She gets aroused and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Now her testosterone obviously dropped. You know what I mean? And she's taking estrogen because she wanted to be more feminine. But she still, like, stuff comes out and she still gets erect.
So there's no way to stop?
I don't know if there's no way. And this is someone who did this to purposely be, they want to be a trans, they still wanted their penis, but they wanted their balls removed to get rid of the testosterone. But I'm sure there is a way, but she still can get hard. And
so she kept her penis, but she wanted the balls taken off?
Yes, she's very pretty. And she got hip surgery. She's a woman with a penis now.
What does a penis look like without balls, dude?
They did drawings of it. It's pretty funny. Go on Bonfire Twitter and look it up. I
feel like that's what I picture in my head when I picture a naked person.
Well, the thing is,
is no balls.
In my mind, you can't picture a dick without balls.
There's still a little. Did a little research.
How can it even be, bro?
Did a little research.
Hold on, give me a piece of paper. I need to try to draw.
You have your notebook.
So there's still a little bit of. It's like when you get your dog's balls removed. There's still a little bit of sackle there.
Yeah,
but like it's a lot smoother. So like it goes penis straight into taint, pretty much.
I can't even draw it without a lump where the ball should be.
There's a little lump there still.
So it's just...
No, this is just drawings. I didn't look at her, but this was the drawings that they did on the bonfire. And it made her. She did say that her penis shrunk after she had her balls removed. Like the testosterone makes your wiener smaller.
Yeah, I can't show it. That looks like the biggest dick ever.
That's not what they drew anyway.
So Rachel, can look up.
Well, you said chemical castration, which I don't think that's removing of the testicles. I think they're.
Of course, that's why it's called chemical
They
castration.
just wither away.
Basically.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm saying look it up. Chemical castration, not pictures.
Drugs reduce the libido, unlike surgical castration, where the gonads are removed. Chemical castration does not remove any organs, nor is it a form of sterilization.
How can it not be sterilizing? What's the... Oh, anyway.
It's generally reversible.
So you just start pumping the hormones back in.
That's what I was going to say.
When the treatment is stopped, so like you like keep taking, I guess, medicine that's just supposed to make your hormones like die down.
Okay.
Yeah, like for a man, if you just start taking a shit ton of estrogen, would that stop you from...
If you do this to a child, like the puberty blockers, will that make it so you never have a libido? If that important part of your development never happens?
Oh my God! Wait, I took this medicine.
That's why your dick is so small. I was wondering why her penis was so tiny.
It's medroprogesterone acetate, also known under the brand name Depo-Provera. That's the shot that girls get that lasts 3 months for birth control.
Yeah, that's it. That makes me nervous for you, Rachel.
That makes me nervous for just the...
You
Yeah.
and millions of other women.
Yeah.
But
Nothing should stay in your body that long.
I remember, like women like our grandparents' age, like the idea of birth control was not only heresy.
Yeah.
Because God didn't make you that way, but or even people in other countries that live in like more rural, just the idea of controlling your period with medicine is that freaks them out. Like, why would anybody do that? And it's normal in Western countries, but like to people that aren't of the West,
well,
like
and people are figuring out now too. It really fucks you up more than it
Yeah.
helps. Like it might help certain symptoms. Yeah, certain people like their risk might be better than the symptoms that they have, but most people it just fucks you up.
it does the job, but it has.
It's...
Can we be honest? Like, how many medications are not we finding out? Like, it's not a good idea to change your chemistry and physiology.
It is fucked up. It goes to show. I'll let a little bit of my feminist come out, which is very little. The fact that we have all these things that are like, we know it fucks women up, but dudes are like, well, I'm not going to wear a condom. Come on. I'll just create a medicine that makes her not be able to get...
Well, women don't... Like, condoms aren't great for women either. It's different.
Well, and on that note, men can get vasectomies and undo them when they're ready.
Well, that's... I was just thinking someone's just talking about that, comedian or whatever.
It's like a big thing now.
Like, yeah, our mother got her tubes tied.
Yeah.
Hysterectomy.
I don't know if it's a
I
history.
think that's when they actually take your uterus out.
I don't know.
Okay.
But that was a
one,
term she
something,
used,
yeah.
because she's not going to go in the deep. But, like, how just in the last, 20, 30 years, it used to be men be like, no, I'm not going to. You do the dangerous thing, where vasectomy is, seriously, a 2 days you're in a little bit of pain and you're good.
Well, she got pregnant with you after she got her tubes tied. Do you know that?
Yeah, there's something there. I think I'm an alien. I never really asked too many questions. I didn't really want to know.
Well,
And then when I've asked, I never got straight answers.
that's how I remember it anyway. But,
Well, because they had you and they were like, fuck having another one of these things. And they had me and they're like, fuck, should have had more of those.
yeah, right, I guess.
This one's shitting in the bathtub, rubbing shit all over the TV.
So, yeah, Sound of Freedom. I'm finding out now that you cannot chemically castrate a pedophile. I thought that was a thing you could do to stop them from craving sex. But I guess not.
I think you can curve it once again,
Technically, yeah, it's supposed to make you not horny, but I would imagine that's not like 100%.
it doesn't get rid of if those things. If you get cravings, your cravings are still going to be the same.
Yeah, I guess. You want to hear something really interesting on a separate topic I learned today? There was
Why does his beard grow better than mine? I don't grow any fucking. This is gay, dude.
Because you're an alien.
Yeah, you said it.
God damn it, dude. Alien
Or
shit.
maybe you were partially chemically castrated, bro.
Maybe.
No, I think you could take one look
I was
at the
wondering
two.
why my vagina doesn't bleed.
You can easily take a look at the two of us, and you wouldn't think they're brothers.
No, and it's funny when people were like, they just the size. You're the big brother. I go, no, damn it, I'm 6 years younger than him.
Well, now I have a little gray in my face, so it's
I'm
pretty
gray in
obvious.
my hair.
So a survey was taken of like high school students on like a pretty large scale, American high school students, and it was something like 68% of high school students currently think slavery started in America. 70% of them have no idea who the sides were in World War II. It was like 82% of high school students think that Dwight Eisenhower was a Civil War general. Like, basically, these kids are not being taught properly anything about history.
Dude.
And the teachers say it's not that we don't try to teach them, it's this, they don't care because they can look anything up on their phones. So it's kind of like, what do you do with that?
On that note, so
What do you do with that attitude?
I remember I had an English teacher
they're right.
who I kind of hated because I used to yell out, "How do you spell this?" And then she got pissed off one day and freaked out on me and goes, "If I tell you, you're never going to learn how to freaking spell it." And she was right.
Yeah.
And that's that thing where, like, if someone has a test, I'll just Google Eisenhower. You know what I mean?
Right.
But on that same note, dude, there are so many clips that I watch, and I'll find myself, it goes down the rabbit hole. You watch one, and 7 other pop up. Watch one where someone will go and interview someone just on like the boardwalk and be like, "Do you know who FDR was?" Mm-hmm. Or things like that. Or when was America started? And people be like,
Yeah, well, they cherry pick the absolute funniest examples.
But
those are different. This was a survey of all students, not just grabbing people on the street and.
No, but it goes along with that because there are people
some
out
of
there
them are
like,
idiots.
when did America start? And this is a person who's got a Gucci bag on. They're look like a presentable, and they'll be like, 800.
Right, but that's just an example. There are idiots everywhere. If I recorded 100 people on this boardwalk, I would get at least 5 or 6 really funny answers. But when you survey all the
I'm trying
students,
to support him, and he's going, no, you're wrong.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying you could cherry pick those. But if you survey a whole class of high school students, and these are the statistics that comes out, it's more alarming than the few idiots with Gucci bags who don't know.
Well, I was trying to support you on your subject, but the big one was Civil War. What were the two sides, and what were the sides for? And people, and so many people were like, ones hated slaves, and others they didn't know. They were like, all they come out of their mouth is like, I think slave.
Yeah.
I like to think I'm a really smart person, but I don't know either of those answers.
Well, there's different smarts. You're not you don't know shit about history.
Yeah,
As
those
an
people could
American,
all not be history people.
I have to say, like I said, like
As an
in the
American,
last,
you should know about the Civil War.
Yeah, but
at
you
least
should,
the two sides. That's frightening.
Yeah, you.
Why
should,
is it frightening though? Why do I need that information for life?
Because there are people.
That's ignorance.
But like, what
Why should
scenario
you know?
in my
Let me
life
tell you, because
is that information
because
going to help me?
Because you're the kind of person who's like, in that Jackie Robinson movie, like, why are they being so mean to these guys? Like, the entire American story is mostly about the Civil War and Abraham Lincoln, and if you don't understand that the South and the North, the Union and the Confederates, you don't understand your own country. And that was another question they asked the students. Like I was saying, it was like 60 to 70% of them thought slavery started in America. That's why it's important to understand that period of time. Because, all these social justice warriors and people burning shit down the streets, these are young people who think America was where slavery started, that there weren't Africans trading their own people as slaves, that it hasn't been around since, the Philistines. They don't understand that Christianity, the basis of Christianity is that the Jews were slaves to the Egyptians. You don't understand what I'm trying to say? I'm worked up. Because you need to understand the world.
To take you a step back, you're saying, why is this important to know?
But I know a lot of the thing, like, I just don't know years and things and
I don't know
details.
Not
years
knowing
either.
years is fine, but
You should know within like
our
200
parents were
No, I don't.
around when Jackie Robinson was playing baseball.
I know.
So when you watch that movie, which we've watched a lot,
I
great
know
point.
that happened. It just fires me up. I just get
but then-
passionate when I watch that movie.
But
It's
to
not
know
that it's
why it happens is so history can't repeat itself. That's what it comes. I think
If you don't learn your history, you're doomed to repeat it.
well, I'm
that's a-
not racist, so
But here's the thing. This is why.
But there will be people around you that could do that.
Listen, this is the thing. When there are
Get 'em,
there are
Steven.
masses of young people in the United States that think America is the only people that have ever had slaves, that slavery started.
Oh, no,
let me
I get-
finish.
okay.
And then they get out on the streets and they're flipping cars and burning buildings down and fucking getting the spit with cops.
okay.
They don't understand
I get
what
that,
they're even fighting about.
but that's a different
But that's dangerous.
question than
It's not. It is tied together because if a
that
lot
still doesn't
there's-
answer my what does that have to do to make sense of my life.
Well, if you stop over talking to everybody, we probably could tell you.
because you guys are being mean.
We're not.
We're not being mean. We're passionate about this because
Oh,
if people were more educated, we're worried that these young people are not educated, and then they just get all riled up and they start fighting. They don't know what they're fighting for or who they're fighting against. They have to know the history of. It's not just America was bad people, and now they're trying to be the good people.
They don't
of it.
understand the context that America led the forefront in ending slavery. They think we are like, this is where critical race theory and stuff comes in, that white people are just evil. And we started slavery when the world was perfect, and then America happened, and we killed all the Indians, and we started slavery. When slavery has been around since time immemorial. And when you have people wanting to tear down the country literally, that don't even understand the history, which, by the way, most countries' history is thousands of years old. Ours is 250 years old. You don't understand your history when it's that old? That's not a good thing for society. And another survey said 62% of high school students would rather lose their ability to vote forever than to not have access to TikTok, a Chinese tech company.
It has nothing to do with. It's just the fact that lose their ability to vote
Forever. Not
and
for a
that's
year.
you're saying 50%,
60%.
60%. Women couldn't vote 70 years ago, and how hard they fought for that. And those are the same people that will fight to be a feminist, but say, but I'd rather TikTok than be able to vote.
And even if you don't care about what I'm talking about, what I'm passionate about, you should care that most of the other sophisticated Western countries laugh at how terribly educated Americans are. Like we're a joke.
It is. That's the thing, whether you're passionate about politics, history, or not. But the uneducation is what scares me. Because if that's happening in history classes, in whatever, that's happening in the math classes. These kids are just getting by.
Well, yeah. Well,
You know what I mean? So, like, take this social justice out of it or whatever, and they're doing the same efforts to not do something in other classes we're gonna have, you know, we're gonna have 80% of kids coming out of school that don't know how to fucking do simple math and shit. All they know how to do is algorithms and the tech part, but they don't know how to do any of the other parts of the things that make that shit work.
Yeah, I mean, you should. Everybody should know the basics by the time they're 18 years old. But it's just worrying from how can these people lead the world into the future if they don't understand what happened 200 years ago in their own country? It's not irrelevant when all you see when you go on social media is he's a racist, she's a racist, they're a racist. And I never understood how these people get so worked up. But now, in context, they don't even understand the history of slavery at all. So they could never understand emancipation because they think slavery was just an American thing. Well, of course they want to tear it down, because from that standpoint, it looks like, America is the worst thing that ever happened to the world, right?
That's where it disconnects for me, because, like, if you're not educated, how can you even be fired up about what you think what you think is happening?
Because they don't realize they're not educated. That's the number one
And they
curse.
see a 15-second clip that gets repeated in the same type of message.
Edited in a way
gets sent to them 100 times a day of you're getting wrong as to you, wrong is being done to you, wrong. You need to get up and fight, but they don't know what they're fighting for.
And every time in your life where you've learned something new, it's like you don't know something until you know something. You know what I mean? So that's why they get all fired up and take to the streets, because they don't realize that they don't know. They think Whitey is just lying.
If my brain was wiped right now, and then you just I just have to come to and try and learn how to be human, and you just give me a cell phone, I'm gonna walk out of that room in an hour and a half and being like
radicalized.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure there's people out there that this isn't an idea that someone hasn't come up with. And if not, trademark, it's mine. I'll be a billionaire. Are there tech companies out there that are putting out information blast in the form of TikToks and clips and shit?
Sure. Like, what kind of tech?
Just as opposed to fucking putting funny dances out. Is there companies, education system
There's
that's
no
putting
money
out
to be made in people learn. People don't learn.
There's all kinds of colleges and professors and every specific type of person that posting TikToks of facts and stories and.
But I'm saying doing it in
an education.
There is literally a formula to it.
The reason why is because, and this is a big thing on our side right now, is the whole free speech debate. So, yeah, there are people putting out good information, but there are just as many people putting out bad information.
I guess I'm saying, is there any people out there fighting that have a lot of money and have the influence and the ability to pump good information?
Yeah.
But trying to overtake the bad information of, whether it, is there companies that can target 7th and 8th graders? We know in 7th grade you learn geometry.
Well, here's the thing. Where you're at, I get what you're asking, but that's what school is for. That's why people go to school.
But that's what I mean. Is our education system?
There's not a big market for teaching children what they don't want to learn.
Well, we have $17 trillion in Ukraine. Is our country not trying to?
No, but I'm saying.
I think there's probably just as much information.
Definitely not just as
much.
Not
just as much, but a large amount.
Because the way they can target market people.
Well, hold on. I'm not. What do you mean by target? Nobody is forcefully teaching people that America. No one has a campaign out there to misinform
Let me put
teenagers.
It this way. Your Twitter knows exactly how old you are, knows what side you're leaning, whether you have ever voted or not, and knows that you're a white man, and it knows what will get you to watch by things that you've liked and other things. Is there a company out there that's going, hey...
You know the answer to this.
I know it's not.
Because it's not profitable to show people what they don't want to see.
Well, and that's the thing.
I'm
I
just
don't
saying
think
is
that
they're
they're big companies. Like, and I think a lot of the misinformation isn't big companies. It's
I guess I'm saying not big
individuals,
You
which
mean a platform?
which
Is there
there also are.
Not even just a platform, but no, I know the answer. It's no. But I'm saying, like, can our government not put $1 billion? We're
I
doing
agree with
trillions
that.
of dollars to other things. Can we not do $1 billion of, like, hey, between 4th and 9th grade, these kids are so influential. How about if we can half of their funny dog videos or half of their anti-American videos, can we put in there, this is how you fucking solve a triangle problem?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Though there's a lot of teachers and stuff on there posting TikToks and stuff of that shit.
Like I said, I know the answer was no, but I'm saying our government
I'm
should
saying the
maybe.
answer is yes.
You know, it'd be wonderful though if the energy that young people had, like Antifa and shit, if they understood the context of their world better, that energy could be put to good use. But they're so ignorant, numbers wise, that they get riled up about shit that's not going to fix anything. You know, that's what bugs me. I love the fire. I love the passion these kids have, but it's just they don't even understand their own country. It's a shame. So, and it's never going to be profitable to force history down kids' throats.
Maybe they can maybe I'll make it. Trademark. If anyone does this, you owe me money. It's going to be a program that teaches to fight whitey, but it also teaches you programming and math at the same time.
So
to get to the end of this level, you got to program this to make Trump die.
I don't think I don't know. I think you need a re-education too. Why would you make a program to fight whitey?
That's because that's what these people are passionate about.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to end on a joke.
So that's a
Crash and burn on that one.
That's another psyop. You think they're gonna learn this, but really, you're teaching them the opposite.
You think they're being an activist, but at the end of it, all of a sudden they're like, "Holy shit! I know Pythagorean theorem, and I know how to code a small fucking program."
Yeah, that's an idea. But hey, listen.
I've been watching a lot of Shark Tank, so I've been trying to put entrepreneurialism into everything I have.
Let's end the show on this. Sex trafficking is bad.
Yes.
Let us know about The Sound of Freedom if you've seen it, because we're not going to the theaters. And lastly, it might be time to pull your kids out of public school if you can.
Also, if you have a weird time peeing after you poop, let us know, because I'm interested in that as well.
Okay.
You be all right.
Will the country be all right?
I think
Everyone will be all right.
Everyone will be all right. America will figure it out. We are the melting pot.
I just don't like other countries looking down on us for our miseducated youth. It bothers me personally. It's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
You know what, though? Pendulums swing, and we are America. We'll figure it out.
Especially if you don't have no balls, then the pendulum really swings.
And if not, I'll die in a couple of years anyway.
Be all right.